So, we tracked Marcus for one day.
We did not track him.
Well, okay, no, we didn't track him. That sounds highly illegal.
Yeah, please clarify that we just asked him.
Right, we just asked him to tell us everything he did, hour by hour. And, he sent a voice note.
Of course he did.
Yeah, a massive voice note. But he sent it at 7 p.m., which is, a normal hour this time.
Which is significant progress for him, honestly.
It really is. So, welcome to Just Johnny and Sophie. Today, we're taking a, highly narrative journey into the chaotic, warm, and honestly highly relatable life of our friend Marcus.
Yeah, and this isn't just about Marcus, really.
No, not at all. By breaking down this 11-minute voice note, we want to extract the humor and the surprisingly universal truths in a completely unoptimized day.
Because you, the person listening right now, you definitely have a Marcus in your friend group.
Oh, 100%. And if we're being totally honest, if you don't know who the Marcus is, you probably are the Marcus.
Exactly. I mean, we all are sometimes.
Right. But it's like this audio documentary of organized chaos. And I have to ask, is the sheer length of it, 11 minutes, is that just self-importance or is it a deep need for connection?
I really frame it as the latter. It's a connection thing.
Right.
Which perfectly sets the stage for his timeline.
Okay, so to understand his mind, we have to start exactly where he does, which is the illusion of an early morning.
The alarm battle.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, so his first alarm goes off at 6:40 a.m. This is his planned wake-up time.
Right.
He turns it off. A second one hits at 6:15 a.m. Same exact result.
Predictably.
Completely predictably. And he finally drags himself up at 6:30 a.m.
Which is just, classic temporal discounting.
Right, Temporal West.
Temporal discounting. The person who sets the alarm the night before is a totally different entity than the person who wakes up. You get a dopamine hit at night just for the intention of being productive.
Right, so night Marcus is aggressively writing checks that morning Marcus absolutely refuses to cash.
Exactly. Because at 6 a.m., your brain is just swimming in adenosine, which promotes sleep. Your prefrontal cortex is basically offline.
So it's not a moral failing, it's just biology.
Yeah, it's a localized chemical override.
That makes me feel so much better about my own life. But, okay, so by 7 a.m., he goes to the kitchen and makes the wrong kind of coffee.
Which is impressive in your own kitchen.
Right. How do you even do that? But he stubbornly drinks it anyway.
Well, yeah, that's just avoiding cognitive dissonance.
Sunk cost fallacy, basically.
Exactly. Your brain hates admitting it wasted effort, so it retroactively justifies it. Like, I made this bitter garbage, so it must have value.
He's literally trying to balance his own internal energy spreadsheet.
Yeah, and that compounding cognitive load starts to degrade his executive function.
Which pushes us right into the commute.
Yeah.
So 7:30 a.m., he leaves for work.
Right.
Almost immediately, he realizes he forgot something, goes all the way back inside, and finally leaves again at 7:45.
Typical.
Yeah. And he arrives at work at 8:15 a.m., which is exactly 15 minutes late.
But let me guess. He walked in like nothing happened.
Oh, completely. He confidently acts as though he is perfectly on time.
Because that sequence of delays and minor self-deceptions, that's just how he starts his day as usual.
As usual. But I have to ask, why do people like Marcus relentlessly set a 6:00 a.m. alarm when the reality never, ever matches it? Is it optimism or just a total refusal to accept their true nature?
Probably a bit of both. It's the idealized self versus reality.
Well, the reality transitions from the physical struggle of getting there to the absolute mental chaos of trying to be productive, which brings us to 9:00 a.m.
The ghost meeting.
The ghost meeting. Okay, so at 9:00 a.m., Marcus shows up for a meeting, sits in the room, but the catch is the meeting was actually yesterday.
That is just brilliant.
And he waits in the room for 10 minutes anyway.
I mean, his brain is desperately searching for unauthorized mental rest.
Unauthorized mental rest.
Yeah, like corporate environments demand constant focus, right?
Yeah.
So sitting in an empty room creates a liminal space.
A liminal space? Like, he's not working, but he's also not technically slacking off.
Exactly. The rules of productivity are totally suspended.
He found a loophole in the space-time continuum of his own office.
It's a self-preservation tactic against burnout, honestly.
So then at 10:00 a.m., he sends a completely context-free voice note to the wider group chat, just completely out of nowhere.
Right, checking in with Dan and Maya and everyone.
Yeah, just tossing chaos into the group chat.
Yeah.
And then 11:00 a.m. hits, inspiration strikes.
Oh, the great idea.
He has a quote-unquote great idea. He writes it down on a random scrap of paper, and then he promptly loses the piece of paper.
Which is just a tragedy of working memory.
See, people call this self-handicapping, like his subconscious purposefully lost it to avoid extra work. But isn't that giving his subconscious way too much credit?
Oh, definitely. I think it's just mechanistic. Think of human working memory like the RAM on a computer.
Okay, the short-term processing power.
Right. If your RAM is bogged down with background apps like the missed alarm, the bad coffee, the embarrassment of the ghost meeting, there's no processing power left.
So the system just crashes.
Exactly. He writes it on a loose scrap instead of an actual document because he lacks the cognitive bandwidth to categorize it.
The tabs were open and the browser froze.
Perfectly said.
But then, at 12:30 p.m., the universe gives him a massive win. The lunch victory.
Yes, the wrong lunch.
He receives the completely wrong lunch order. But in this twist of fate, the wrong food actually turns out to be much better than what he originally ordered.
And he manages to find these little moments of serendipity completely without realizing it.
Right, it's like his workday is a pinball machine. He's bouncing aimlessly between brilliant insight, total confusion, and random sandwich-based rewards.
That reaction to the sandwich is all about reward prediction errors.
Wait, explain that.
If you get the sandwich you ordered, your dopamine is stable. You expected it. But when you get a high-value reward you didn't anticipate, a way better meal, the gap creates a massive dopamine spike.
So a surprise good sandwich literally feels better chemically than an expected good sandwich.
Significantly better, yes.
But didn't losing his 11:00 a.m. idea actually save him from doing extra work anyway? Like maybe the pinball machine is working in his favor.
It's possible. But that dopamine spike from lunch is going to have a cost.
Oh, it does. Because with the high of the accidental lunch fading, we track him into the absolute most treacherous part of the corporate day.
The afternoon slump.
The dreaded 2:00 p.m. time warp. Marcus literally falls asleep at his desk.
Oof.
He sleeps for exactly 8 minutes. But he wakes up completely disoriented, panicking, convinced he's been asleep for an hour.
That's a micro sleep. It is neurologically jarring.
Because it skips the normal sleep stages.
Yeah, your brain forcefully initiates stage 1 sleep. And when you snap out of it, your hippocampus hasn't recalibrated to time.
You literally don't know what year it is for like 4 seconds.
Exactly. It's a huge adrenaline spike.
Which fuels his next move at 4:00 p.m.
Yeah.
A massive burst of motivation hits.
The failed workout.
He decides to go to the gym. He packs his bag, walks all the way from the office to the gym doors.
Right.
He sees a huge queue to get inside, immediately turns around, and goes straight home.
That is a textbook example of environmental friction instantly altering behavior.
Okay, I have to push back here. Is abandoning the workout at the sight of a line actually this brilliant exercise in boundary setting and self-care, or is it just a failure of willpower?
That's the big question. But look at what happens next. If it was purely laziness, he'd go home and just, doom scroll and feel defeated.
Classic shame spiral.
Exactly. But at 5:30 p.m., safely at home, he has another great idea.
And it's completely different from the morning idea.
Right. And this time, he successfully writes it down.
So he conserved the energy he would have wasted standing in that line.
Yes. He dynamically reallocated his executive function. By avoiding that high-friction environment, his working memory cleared out enough to process a new thought.
Oh, wow. So turning around wasn't a failure. It was him protecting his cognitive resources.
It facilitated a total cognitive rebound.
But, think about everything building up inside him. All these isolated, chaotic moments.
Yeah.
It builds this pressure that can only be relieved by sharing the entire ordeal with his friends.
It's the externalization phase.
Exactly. Because at 6:00 p.m., he calls me directly just to talk about his day.
Which is when you realize this was gold.
Oh, I immediately instructed him to hang up and record it as a voice note. And at 7:00 p.m., he delivers it. That epic 11-minute voice note.
Which is so funny. He felt such an urgent need to document a day that was objectively totally unremarkable.
But just when we thought the story was over, a follow-up voice note arrives at 9:00 p.m.
Oh, I love this part.
He suddenly remembered he needed to clarify the lunch situation. He just wanted to make sure we knew the wrong order was, quote, actually really good.
At the end of the day, his chaotic routine only has meaning and warmth because he gets to share it with his friends.
It's like a post-credits scene in a Marvel movie. It's completely unnecessary to the main plot, but arguably the best part for the true fans.
He needed your mental map of his day to align with his emotional map. He wanted you to feel that unexpected joy.
Yeah, he outsourced his emotional processing to us.
Which is basically social baseline theory. We're hardwired to share the cognitive load with a trusted network.
Which perfectly wraps up the timeline. how he puts this deeply ordinary day to bed.
The midnight resolution.
Exactly, 11:00 p.m. Marcus sends one final dramatic message to the group chat, quote, "Tomorrow's going to be different."
And the response from the group is just beautiful.
Oh, the silent treatment? Everyone sees the message. Dan sees it. Maya sees it. Lily sees it. We all see it. Nobody responds.
It's the ultimate display of loving acceptance. Nobody sends toxic positivity. Nobody mocks him.
We just let him have his idealized moment.
Right, because true friendship is knowing the behavioral patterns and just choosing not to demand a disruption of them.
So true. And speaking of the group chat, a quick promo for Wednesday's drop. Wednesday, the group chat, season 2, new messages, new chaos. Marcus has a new thing he does now. That's coming Wednesday.
Yeah, and Marcus said tomorrow's going to be different. He says this a lot. We'll be here tomorrow either way. Subscribe. So will you.
And before we go, I'll leave you, the listener, with a final lingering question. If you documented your own perfectly ordinary, chaotic day, what would your 11:00 p.m. tomorrow's going to be different message be? And really, who are the true friends that know you well enough to just leave that message on read?